But it's also quite easy to get time off in the private sector. I mean, I know people who, during COVID, hired people to come into work, but they never actually came into the office. And they now no longer work because they were asked to come into the office.
You go into any coffee shop on a Friday or a Monday?
Yeah.
Absolutely mobbed.
Well, funnily enough, my son's up visiting me today from Sussex, and we were just walking around London Bridge, and it's so busy on a Thursday night, because Thursday night is the new Friday.
It is, yeah.
Every pub is rammed, there's people all over the streets, there's people having a great time, the weather's nice and warm. I said, tomorrow, there'll be none of this. And it's really weird now in London, where Fridays and Mondays, the nightlife is just dead.
But this is all happening at the same time when it's never been easier to work from home. And yet there are, you know, if we went back to pre-pandemic levels, there would be 1 million fewer people on benefits and sick in this country. And yes, a lot of it is genuine, but also I think we've diluted the meaning of mental health. And I think many people who are simply not in the best of moods are claiming mental health benefits. And 2/3 of claimants don't actually need to find a job.
I mean, that's a subjective judgment, based on the...
It's not subjective.
No, it is. I'm sorry. No,
well, there are 6 million people who are economically inactive. Now, you're not going to tell me that some of them
there's 2.7 million people that are economically inactive in this country, up from 2.1 million about pre-pandemic.
Well, there's 6 million people who are classified by the National Audit Office as economically inactive.
Yes, but one of the issues that we do face as a country is that, unfortunately, people's health habits have changed. I mean, look, it's easy to work from home if you're in a white-collar job, but unfortunately, one of the things we have had is a lot of people now that, say, work in service industries come into work, but they haven't been able to find jobs because, you know, particularly in central London, for example.
London's mobbed. I don't see it busier. People are coming into work
Fridays
when they
Mondays,
feel like it.
Yeah,
because they're working from home.
Exactly.
It's not that they're not working.
But it's not mobbed every day of the week. This is the reason that Sadiq Khan's just cut the tube fares in the capital on Friday.
But you're also ignoring the fact that it's the youth of today who have the most evidence of mental health sickness, which is a complete contrast.
Actually, it's men in their 30s that have the most evidence about...
I know, I just checked this before I came out.
Is it evidence or is it just
and the problem is, of course, is that we have coddled children for so long. You know, we have we have one-child families where kids are actually pampered far too much. They have unrealistic expectations about the work life. They go to the work world, they're not prepared for that, they can't do the work, they're not getting the rewards and the lifestyle that they're expecting to get. Added to that, we've now seen a doubling in depression because of things like social media and smartphones and so forth. And of course, you know, I've said in the past, Swedish kids are the most privileged in the world, and yet they were the ones who reported the highest level of depression. Why? Because they're always being asked about their mental health. How do you rank yourself on a grade of 1 to 10? If people are constantly obsessing about mental health, they're going to report higher levels of mental health, and they're going to misinterpret having a bad day.
The government isn't helping them because the government has just passed yet another law for employers who say that as soon as you start your first day on the job, you're entitled to ask for flexible working.
Right to request flexible working.
Well, it's not the right thing to do because the problem is that we have an economy which is dying on its arse, right? The reason it's dying on its arse is there's no growth. Nobody's doing anything which is creating any growth. People are looking for excuses not to work. People want a work-life balance now. When I was going into work first, you went into work because you wanted to make money, you wanted to make something of yourself. Now people go into work in order to have a nice work-life balance. It's a different mentality.
I don't know why they don't, force them, but mandate that. Because
more offices are asking people to return to work.
No, not asking.
Civil service has gone to 3 days a week.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a choice, though. That's my point.
Well, it's not required. No, if you're a civil servant, sometimes you have to be in office 3 days a week now. I think
the civil servants should be in the office 5 days a week. No excuses. They work for us. The country relies on them.
And considering the state of most of the departments of state, if you like, you know, the Home Office has got a massive backlog of asylum seekers, right? For example, they say it takes them a week to process one of them. Now, if they were all at work 5 days a week in an office, maybe it would speed up a bit.
I'd be a little more sympathetic to the government if they hadn't sold off all the office space in central London.
But they haven't.
Accommodate.
The Home Office is sitting there completely empty. They haven't sold it off.
There is capacity to bring them back in. To bring it back.
Well, you just said they'd sold it all off.
Well, they have sold a lot of the office space off. If every civil servant that was based actually in central London came in, they can't house them. They have to do hot desking.
But
if you work freelance, it's particularly galling because as a freelancer you can work where you like.
Get sick a lot less when you're freelance. I've found.
Dr. Freelance. Yeah, cool. But we put up with all sorts of things. We've got freedom, but we've got no pension, no work, no. Right. And these people want all our benefits. They will go and work in coffee shops and work-life balance, but they still want the regular salary, the pension, and they make me sick.
Yeah. Well, exactly right.
Not literally.
Because
see,
those
just-
people, because
You're
those
going to join the
people,
ranks of the
those
economically
people who
inactive.
actually do
I see
work
him,
hard for a living because they want to make something of themselves, because they want to make more money, are not likely to want to take a duvet day. They want to go into work.
But they won't want to go into work so much. I wouldn't if I knew the office was empty on a Friday.
Right.
So they've got to mandate it.
I'm an introvert, so personally I would love to go into the office on a Friday.
But people are always asking, why do we have a productivity crisis in this country?
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons. Again, amongst
because nobody's doing anything.
under 34.
That's why.
One day out of 5, they've said that they tend to work less and be less productive on that, you know.
Right.
And in terms of benefits, by the end of the decade, we're going to be spending £25 billion more on sickness benefits. So this affects all of us.